Hi, welcome to Tuesday afternoon with Thrifty Tim, and with me is my co-host Sir James, which
Hello, everybody.
a lot of you know, and we have one viewer already too. So, well, anyway, today we have so have, I know James pulled some movies down to you, so you saw make it to, or I should apologize for not having a show last week. I didn't realize until last with the holiday here in the U.S. last week. I have my days were off, and I forgot about doing posting and to let everybody know that I was going to have a video. So and I realized on Tuesday morning, close to around the time it would start, that about it. So I had to text Sir James real quick.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's good. You're here today, so that's all that counts. We're going to have a fun time.
yep. So I'll make James so he can show what he has uh, right now.
All right. I also have some DVDs that are somewhere in a box, which I have to find, but I have to upgrade to Blu ray for these. This is my Clint Eastwood collection I'm going to show you. All right, so we start off with a Western, very violent movie, paints the town red, literally, in this film. High Plains Drifter. This is a great Western. I just love this movie so much. And then next up, we have Spaghetti Westerns with Clint, the Sergio Leone collection, the Man with No Name trilogy. And in this, we have For a Fistful of Dollars for a Few Dollars More and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, the extended cut. And there's a scene in there where Tuco walks into this room and he says, "If you work for a living, why do you kill yourself working?" So that's this. So we have that. And next up, we have more Westerns. We have Clint Eastwood Western Collection, Pale Rider, The Outlaw Josie Wales, and Unforgiven. So that's what the poster art looks like. Sorry about the glare. And then we have a movie based on a true story. Here we have The Mule, where he's driving a truck of drugs and stuff, but he does at the beginning he doesn't know what he's actually driving to the different dealers and stuff, and then he realizes later in the movie, oh my god. And it's a very, very good movie. I saw this in the theater and I absolutely loved it. Next up, Best Picture, we have Million Dollar Baby with Hilary Swank, and and of course Morgan Freeman, who was also in Unforgiven with Clint. This is a great movie if you like
Well,
boxing movies.
well, I like Morgan Freeman, so
Yeah, this movie is very good. Million Dollar Baby. Now we have another Western. We have with Shirley MacLaine and of course Clint. Two Mules for Sister Sarah. This is a great movie. And he doesn't use his guns much in this one. He's more obsessed with using dynamite in this film. So there's lots of explosions, but this is a really good movie.
dynamite can be deadlier than a gun.
Oh, I'm sure it could be. Definitely. Now we have a baseball movie with Justin Timberlake and Amy Adams and Clint Eastwood. Trouble with the Curve. This is a very good movie, too. Now, before I got the box set of all the Dirty Harry films, this is what I owned at first. I only had Dirty Harry and Magnum Force. That's a nice shot of Clint right there with the gun. Oh, I love
Yeah.
that Magnum. And now, of course, we go to the Dirty Harry collection right here. Go ahead, make my day. And this is what they look like inside here. So you got Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, the Enforcer, in box number 1. And then in case number 2, you get Sudden Impact and the Deadpool. And in the Deadpool, Liam Neeson's in it, and also Jim Carrey. but I didn't know who Jim Carrey was at the time when I first saw it. It's not till later on when he started doing the funny movies that I realized who he was. And now we have a double feature with Clint Eastwood, a comedy with the orangutan, Every Which Way
With
But Loose,
Mike.
and Any Which Way You Can. These are good
I have
movies.
both of those movies.
Yeah. And now we go to some war films. We have this one stars Clint Eastwood, Telly Savalas, Don Rickles, Carol O'Connor, who played Archie Bunker, and Donald Sutherland. And then we have the other one, Richard Burton, Clint Eastwood, and Mary Lyre or something, or Eagles Dare and Kelly's Heroes.
Oh, I have Where Eagles Dare. I've had it for a good while.
Yeah,
It's
and
one of my
Kelly's
favorite
Heroes.
movies.
I still need to watch Kelly's Heroes. I started watching it a couple of years ago when I first got this double feature, but I fell asleep, so I have to watch it again. Now here we go. We have another two Clint Eastwood favorites of mine. We have Heartbreak Ridge and Firefox.
Oh, really like Firefox too.
Yeah, where he has to steal that plane.
And Heartbreak Ridge is good too.
Yeah. And then we have this one's with Burt Reynolds, and I'm gonna get this on. I'm gonna get this on Blu-ray, but my friend got it for my birthday with the Any Which Way You Can and Any Which Way But Loose movies for my birthday a couple of years back. So we have City Heat.
Okay.
It's a good movie. And now this one, I love this movie. A Story of Being Lost and Found with Clint Eastwood. Cry Macho. This is a fantastic film. Oh, I just love it. And now we have Clint Eastwood 4-movie thriller collection. So in here we have Coogan's Bluff, The Beguiled, Play Mystery for Me, and The Eiger Sanction. So that's what it looks like on the back.
The Eiger Sanction's good.
Yeah, it is. Oops, everything's going to fall over here. Now, another one I saw in the theater.
I was in the area where they filmed it in Switzerland too.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Now, this one I saw in the theater, this one I absolutely love, and it's got the famous line in there, "Get off my lawn." Gran Torino. Oh, I love this movie. There's the scene, "Get off my lawn."
I recently watched that.
And then we got the last one here, which is another classic. And, of course, his favorite girl is in it, too, Sandra Locke. She's in most of the Clint Eastwood movies as his love interest. So we have The Gauntlet.
Okay.
This is a good movie. You ever seen this?
I'm not sure whether I've seen that one or not.
This is a really good movie. Yeah, The Gauntlet, Clint Eastwood. I love this film. And that's all my Clint Eastwood. All right, you can make yourself big, and I'm looking forward to seeing those albums.
Okay, I picked some. Randomly picked a stack of albums to show off my shelves, and all these are from the '70s. I'll let you know that right now. The first one is The Temptations.
Ooh, nice.
And it's All Directions. This is an album with Papa Was a Rolling Stone on it.
That's a good song.
And they also do The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face.
Roberta Flack.
Yeah. And, you seen me pull the shit crap off others before. Here's another one.
Oh, I've seen you do that before.
This is by Captain Antonio coming from the ring.
Ah.
Oh, I should tell you that, okay, the Temptations records from 72, and it's on, looks like Gordy Records. And this Captain Antonio is on A&M Records from 77.
Nice.
And like the song coming from the range on here, Can't Stop Dancing, which was a hit for them. and one called Easy Evil, where I've heard various people do on albums. Okay, the next one, Santana, Amigos.
Ooh, I love Santana.
It's it's a gatefold.
Nice.
Okay, you probably hear that outside that somebody taking their garbage can to
Yeah,
their
now what? I hear that. Yeah.
taking their garbage can out by their garage, and yet they were supposed to do that back on Saturday after they uh, took the garbage. And I'm trying to see. Okay, on here he does Europa, Earth's Cry, Heaven Smile, and it's a big one on that. So it's from '76 on Columbia Records. Okay, here's Barry McGuire, another Christian one of this. I showed one last week. This is Come On Along, and it's from 1976, I think it is, on Sparrow Records.
Hmm.
Those songs that you'd recognize on there. Okay, one of my favorite harder rock bands, Nazareth.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Uh, the album is close enough for rock and roll, and this is from don't see the year. Oh, might be on the.
I can see it's got some ringwear on the front.
Oh yeah, but it's a good album. Most of my albums it got used, so. But it's on Mountain Records.
Well, I do know that Nazareth did a cover of "Love Hurts" by Roy Orbison.
Yeah, a lot of people have done that one.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a solid Nazareth album. Okay,
Yeah.
this one's for instrumental. It's Mystic Moods.
Ooh, nice
But
title.
it's like it's from 1973,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pretty much in the early days with synthesizers and stuff.
Oh wow.
And it, of course, it doesn't say who's playing what instruments on here, so can't really tell you that much. Okay, here's another Barry McGuire Christian one. Have you heard?
Ah.
It's on Sparrow Records from. This is from '77, and this is. I was going to say it was done in Canada, but then I saw U.S. One before that on there. Okay, here's Steve Howe, the Steve Howe album.
Hmm.
Of course, Steve Howe of Yes. I'll take it out of here because it's a gatefold album. And it's from '79 on Atlantic Records. This is a solo album of his. So.
It's a nice gatefold.
And when I turn it over, I bet you won't be able to tell what instrument he plays.
Ooh. I wouldn't even know. There's so many instruments there to choose from. I don't know why I was thinking the banjo. I don't know why.
Okay, here's the Hollies self-titled album.
Oh, I love the Hollies.
And this is on Epic Records from 1974, and this is the album with the Air That I Breathe on it, and that was that was a big hit on here, and that but the other good song on here is the day that Curly Belly shot down Crazy Sam McGee.
Hmm.
But that has a lot of good stuff on it. Okay, here's a band that I've seen and got the lead singer also autographed by Survivor record or CD, greatest hit CD,
Hmm.
because he was one of the founding members of Survivor. See, this is the Ides of March vehicle. This album's from 1970 on I can't read on Warner Brothers Records.
Ah,
There's
that's a weird. That's a weird album cover.
well, you've something that you most likely have heard on it is vehicle
I can't say that I have.
because they play it on like classic hit stations quite a bit,
Ah.
and and then see that lead. See, I saw them in concert once, and I have a couple of their albums that. See, Paul and I went and saw them in concert together,
Mm-hmm.
and my wife was along, and my son, and some friends.
Ah.
And here's another Ice March. This is a promo album called Rolled Olin, and it's pretty good album. It's on RCA Records from '72. Okay, I know you've heard a song on this album. This is Melanie,
Ah.
and it's self-titled. This has lay down candles in the rain on it. It's one that goes lay down, lay down. Okay, and
You know, to be honest with you, Tim, I don't think I've heard of Melanie before.
oh, she's more like a singer songwriter or folk, more than that those things. And
Ah.
don't see a year on it. It's on Buddha Records. So, okay, here's a guy that was at Woodstock. Richie Havens,
Oh, I've heard of him.
and this record is Alarm Clock.
Ah.
This one might actually be from the 60s. I'm not sure. I'd have to check again. I don't see it on the cover.
Ah.
But like on here, he does Here Comes the Sun.
Okay, I know that song. George Harrison, Beatles.
And Alarm Clock are the two bigger ones on there. Okay, here's some more Nazareth.
Ah.
This is Rampant. And on here, they do around my favorite song by them on it, Shanghai in Shanghai. And it also has Shapes of Things and along with Space Safari on here, and which are good also. And some more Nazareth.
Wow.
I should say this one's from come on. It's on A&M Records. I'm trying to see the year. 74. This and here's Nazareth playing the game. It's on A&M from '76. Here's the backside.
Wow, they made a lot of albums.
Oh yeah, I've seen them in concert too.
Oh yeah.
I saw them in the same concert where I saw AC/DC with Bon Scott.
Ooh.
And okay, some more Santana, Abraxas. Here's the gatefold.
Nice.
Oh, should show you that opened up on the other side too.
Ooh. Pretty.
And on here they do have Black Magic Woman, Gypsy Queen, Oya Komova.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, so those are the big ones after.
Is that the one I'm thinking of? Sign of the Gypsy Queen? That
No,
one?
no, it's and this one is
Carpenters, yes.
I have most of their albums. This is from '76 on Warner
Oh,
Brothers.
we're going to love that.
This is a kind of hush, and here's the backside.
Nice.
And of course, there's a kind of hush on here. I can't smile without you. No, the one. If I remember right, it's one. Of course, it doesn't say Barry Manilow on it, so it might be a different one. I Need to Be in Love's on here. And they do a cover of Breaking Up Is Hard to Do. Okay, this one you might not have heard of. It's a group that made only two albums. I think I have both of them, or maybe one album. This is Apollo 100.
Definitely have not heard of it.
This is from the early '70s. It's pretty much synthesizer music, and that Joy was a big hit for them. It's goes to the music for from JCU's Joy of Man's Desiring.
Oh, I've done it in my church choir, that one, yeah.
Yeah, it's just instrumental though, like synthesizers and stuff. And
it's pretty cool.
Here's another band I've seen in concert. Little River Band. It's that.
Oh yeah, I like them.
That Diamantian Cocktail, and it's from '76 on Sire, or no, on Harvest Records.
One of my favorite songs from them is Reminiscing.
Yeah, well, on here is Help Us on the Way. This is one of their, this is from '77, like I said. So an earlier one, Happy Anniversary is on here. Those are the two big hits off here. Okay. Now here's one, the guy that you've heard of, and some pop from the '70s.
Andy Gibb, yes.
Yep, Andy Gibb from '77.
You're going to love that too.
Flowing Rivers, and it has a Just Like Beer, everything on here, and The Love is Thicker Than Water. And
I've read, I know it's produced by his brothers.
Yeah.
And I think they sing backup on there too.
It's on RSO Records from '77. Yeah. And last but not least, okay, got this ad for under $1 or less at Goodwill years ago. Well, it says Christopher Cross, but that's not the record in it.
Oh.
You'll like this even better.
Oh ho ho. Oh. Ram. Nice. Now we're talking my language. You said you had something I'm gonna love. Yes. And I have that album too.
Yeah, I figured that. So I figured you'd like that surprise.
Oh yes, definitely. Well, what's it doing in a Christopher Cross sleeve?
That's how it was. It was in a thrift store, so.
Oh, well, I have the actual album, Ram. Let me grab it.
I still haven't found one with the.
Come here. There we go. Got it. There we go. You might want to make me big because there's a gatefold here.
Okay, yeah, I haven't found one that's within my price range.
And I got it. Price was free. Wasega George gave it to me. And there's the back. There's the gatefold with all the song listings. And show you the album itself. Mine's different. Mine's on Columbia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's still the same album.
Yeah.
Great album. But yours is on Apple. That's really cool. You must have a UK pressing.
I'll have to check on it. Let me see.
Let me put this down here. Whoops. That's it. Knock all your Blu-rays over.
Yeah, it doesn't really say on it where it was. Whether it's.
Well, if it's on Apple Records, it must be UK.
Yeah.
All right, you make me small.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure you'll find it out there somewhere.
Yeah.
For a decent price.
So, well, I don't really look anymore because of all the records I have, and I know.
And you've got quite a lot of them.
My best friend Perry said that he's going to be mailing me another big box sometime.
Ooh.
With around as many as that I brought back with me when I was in Iowa back in November.
Dang, that's a lot of records, man.
That was 60, like 50 or 60 some records. That. Well,
yeah.
I had gotten a package around that big before from a guy that used to be on in the vinyl community. He was from Canada, so these were mainly Canadian pressings, a bunch of country albums.
Ooh.
Because
that would be up Calvin's alley. Calvin would love that.
Because he got them real cheap, and he noticed that I listened to country music, and I was surprised when he sent me them. See, I think he lives near Niagara Falls or something, and so he came over to the States and mailed them to me.
Interesting. Yeah. Boy, we're going to put all this stuff, man. And you've got quite the collection there. Have you listened to every single album you have?
No, I haven't done, but I'm working on that now and stuff, and I'm now digitizing them.
Yeah. But don't ever thrift them off. Don't sell them or flip them or anything. Because some of those albums are hard to find.
Oh, it probably will be once or when I get a little older, because I'm 65 now, but before I take them to a thrift store. There's a couple stores in town I take them to see if they'd buy them from me.
And are all your albums in good shape?
A good portion of them. There's some that are scratched up good. So
yeah, but I know you take care of your stuff like I take care of my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you got a lot of records, man.
I have a lot of books.
So does AGK. AGK's got a lot. I said, "What do you find the time to listen to all this stuff?" He says, I never have time. I always buy new stuff and I put it on the shelf and I'm going to listen to it, but then I get distracted by other things. Yeah, same with me too. I still have some albums that I was given that I still need to listen to at some point.
You might hear the truck outside now. I think it's FedEx.
Ah,
Uh, yeah,
yeah, I hear a truck. Yeah, I hear it now. I hear the engine.
but
Well,
I was
you
going to
know all
say,
the different things.
yeah, I'm checking something real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm still sitting here, but
All right.
okay. 4 books. Well, that's right. I started doing some. I know I have over 600 physical books too,
Wow.
and they're all in the same room as my records, the room that I'm in here.
So you've
So
been reading books since you were a child?
yeah, but I stopped for a while because we're working and stuff, and
Yeah.
I used to be a workaholic, so someday I'd work overtime a lot.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
reading's also nice to do. You get lost in your own little world and you have a little movie in your head that you can
that
picture.
when I was a boy, I was when we were old enough for library cards, my mom would take my brothers, my sister, and me. We'd all get on a city bus and go to the library in town and uh, check out books. And so we did that we did that with my kids, and my son hasn't read much lately, but he keeps talking about getting back into it, and he started listening to audiobooks too.
Hmm.
My daughter's a big reader also, so
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm still reading that biography about Leonardo da Vinci. I haven't gotten back into it because I've been distracted by other things, but eventually I'll get back into reading it at
well,
some point.
I told you that well, you saw the book that Western book I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other books I'm reading right now are uh, I'm still
Yeah.
reading Winds of War by Herman Wouk. It's I'm 259 pages into it,
Wow. You got a
and
long to go.
Cardinal of the Kremlin by Tom Clancy,
Ah.
and I'm 170 170 pages into it. So,
Nice.
but I'm participating in a summer event on BookTube, where Big Book Summer,
Ah.
reading the books of 400 pages or more,
Wow. That's pretty cool.
and these both qualify for it. Then I have the sequel to each also, Clear and Present Danger
Oh, yeah.
by Tom Clancy, and Warned Remembrance by Herman Wouk.
Well, that's the sequel to Winds of War.
Yeah,
Okay. Doesn't look as big as the first book.
the first book is a paperback. The funny thing
Um,
is that Tom Clancy's the one I'm reading now is a hardcover, and the Herman Wouk one is a paperback, and this is a hardcover. So you
ah,
can see that it is a thicker book.
yeah. I'm just going to run to my bedroom quick. I'm going to grab some books that I'm going to start reading soon, too. Even though I'm still reading Leonardo da Vinci, I like to jump into other books at the same time and just kind of jump around a bit like you're doing. I'll
Yeah.
go get one.
Okay. So James will be back in a minute. So okay, don't have any. It would be funny if Jorgen came on right now. Okay. Well, hopefully James will be back soon. He's getting okay, here he comes. Ready for me
Okay.
to make you big now?
All right. You might want to make me big because you can see the covers better that way. Oh, something happened. Oh,
Okay.
there we go. All right. I froze for a second. Okay, so these are a couple of books that I want to start reading soon.
Well, that was just giving your pastor a look.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
Hobbit,
Yep,
J.R.R.
I
Tolkien.
read that back in '82.
And there he is, the lad himself,
Yep.
Philippa Gregory, the other Boleyn girl.
Okay.
It's about King Henry. And Ian Fleming, Goldfinger.
Do you want to know what Ian Fleming book I have?
Sure. All right, you make me small.
I don't have it handy right now, but the book is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And I've seen the movie of that, but I never read the book.
Yeah, he wrote the book. The book's a lot different than the movie,
Oh,
but
yeah?
still good.
Yeah, and I know that, what's his face is in it? Benny Hill. He plays the toy maker.
Yeah,
Yeah, Benny Hill's in there. And I love Benny Hill. Benny Hill was funny back in
and
the
of
day.
course Dick Van Dyke.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, Dick Van Dyke, yeah. Uh that's the one where they sing the old bamboo and they do that dance song and dance together in that movie, I
Yep.
think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's a good movie. So I'm gonna show you the books again, but you don't have to make me big. Now you tell me which one should I start reading first, okay? Okay, we got Goldfinger, the other Boleyn girl, and the Hobbit.
It's a hard one to decide between The Hobbit and Goldfinger.
Yeah. Uh, you know what? I think it'll be Goldfinger. Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna go with some James Bond. Why not?
I thought you'd go with Bilbo.
I'll go with James Bond. I mean, it's my
I
favorite.
thought you'd go with Bilbo and Gandalf.
Yeah, I might. I don't know, but I'm thinking I might go with Goldfinger first. I've had it for a while. I've been wanting to read it. Never got around to it, but I read Casino Royale. That was good.
Yeah. So am I helping you get to reading more?
Yeah, I think so. You're gonna push me and motivate me to read more stuff.
Yeah,
But
because
I'm so busy lately being in my Discord server at night in my talk lounge with all my friends because we were there last night again, and so finding time to read is hard sometimes. But I'll get around to it at some point. I will.
with me, like I'll read throughout the day, and then also I'll read a little bit before going to bed at night. And
Yeah, it also helps you sleep if you can't sleep. You
yeah,
just read a book and yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
but
But it's always I've always loved reading since I was a kid.
yeah,
And I used to go to my library and well they let because I knew the head librarian there and she said you can use your dad's card and you can take out books on movies and stuff in the adult section, which I used to do. I used to love that and I always liked the monarchy, so I'd take out the books on the the royal family and that, and King George and Queen Elizabeth and all that stuff. I used to love those books as a
Oh, I
kid.
thought you were going to say like King George, King John, and
Uh, but that really got me into medieval years, and got me into Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn and all that stuff. A lot of pages in this book.
yeah.
Uh, I don't want to see the ending. How many pages are in here? 735. Wow, that's a
Okay.
lot.
But reading helps you relax, and it helps you escape.
Yeah, it does. You could be having the crappiest day of your life. You start reading, you forget where you are, and you're like, oh, you just get lost in it, and you know, you even get a little movie going on in your head,
Oh yeah.
picturing that you're there. You're actually there, witnessing it all going down. Now, I don't know how historical the other Boleyn girl is, but it's kind of I guess it's kind of history at the same time. So I'll read you what this book is about. More than 1 million copies in print. Philippa Gregory, the Queen of Royal Fiction, USA Today. Two sisters competing for the greatest prize, the love of a king. A rich and compelling novel of love, sex, ambition, and intrigue. The Other Boleyn Girl introduces a woman of extraordinary determination and desire who lived at the heart of the most exciting and glamorous court in Europe and survived by following her heart. When Mary Boleyn comes to court as an innocent girl of 14, she captures the eye of Henry VIII. Dazzled, Mary falls in love with both her golden prince and her growing role as unofficial queen. However, she soon realizes just how much she is a pawn in her family's ambitious plots as the king's interest begins to wane and she is forced to step aside for her best friend and rival, her sister Anne. Then Mary knows that she must defy her family and her king and take fate into her own hands. You want a real page turner, but you don't want to tarnish your reputation for literary taste? The Other Boleyn Girl is your kind of book. Janice Numura, Newsday. That sounds good. Yeah. Is that something you'd read?
I don't know. There's some histories I like. With me, it's more like American history, and I'm sort of interested in checking out some Canadian history too.
Yeah, I'm into that medieval stuff, so I like reading about that.
So,
I also have another book in a box somewhere. It's called The Mists of Avalon. It's another King
uh,
Arthur legend,
yeah, it's
and I
another
love King
fantasy
Arthur
book.
stuff.
Uh,
Yeah, and I also have a biography that I started reading but never finished, but I'd have to start again because I'd forget where I left off, and it's about Clint Eastwood.
okay, I have some biographies here. A lot of them I got from Paul that are about different music groups, a lot of bands or artists. Like one of them is, oh man, trying to uh, trying to remember his name now. My mind went blank. Uh,
Uh,
a black country artist. Oh, Charlie Pride.
oh, okay, cool.
Uh, like, did you know that he played for the St. Louis Cardinals for a year or two?
Really?
Yeah, because he was debating between being a baseball player and a musician.
Hmm.
So, and also I've read uh, an autobiography of Dolly Parton's,
Oh, wow.
and some of the others I have trying to remember. But did I have other I'll be right back with the book that
All right.
I have here that you might like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, I brought a couple over,
Oh, nice.
and all these, both of these have to do with World War II.
Oh, cool.
The Monuments Men. I know that's made into a movie too.
Yeah, I've seen that movie. Yeah.
It's by Robert M. Edsel with Brett Whittier, and see, like this even has. You can tell that this is the true story because it even has an index in it
Hmm.
and acknowledgments, bibliography, notes. I still haven't read it yet. I need to read it and then I'll watch a movie. Cast of characters. Okay, well, 426 pages in it.
That'll work for your summer reading thingy.
Yeah.
It's
And
over 400 pages, like you wanted.
here's another one from it's nonfiction. It's Munich 1938,
Ah.
Appeasement and World War II by David Faber.
Hmm.
So it's another World War II one. I like both World War II fiction and nonfiction. So that's more the type of nonfiction I read more is like war stuff and bibliography. So
Nice.
okay, this has 437 pages in it.
Hmm.
Well, I'll make myself small now. And well, you said you like to watch World War II stuff also, and
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Now I'm gonna grab some more movies off my shelf. I'm gonna show you all my medieval movies that I have.
okay.
I think you'll like these. Hold on, let me get them. Okay. Oh yeah. I'll even show this one too. Why not? Okay. Whew, that was close. I almost fell over trying to sit down. All right, you can make me big.
Don't want to do that.
No. Oh, wait, I forgot one. Hold on. Let me grab one. I forgot one. Hold on. I forgot another movie.
So do you have Monty Python in Search of the Holy Grail?
Oh, I got that one too, but I don't really count that as sad. But it is. I didn't grab that. So, all right. So we have the extended edition and theatrical of Snow White and the Huntsman.
Okay.
So this is kind of medieval in a way, I guess, if you want to put it that way. I'll put it down here. All right. Next up, we have Liam Neeson and Jessica Lange. Rob Roy.
Okay.
That's a good one. Ever After, a Cinderella Story. And it even has Leonardo da Vinci in it, which is pretty cool. And of course, the King Arthur legend. Oh, I forgot another movie. I'll have to grab it in a minute. Once I go through these, then I'll grab the other one. I forgot another King Arthur I have. Excalibur.
Okay.
Good movie. Liam Neeson's in here and Patrick Stewart in early roles. Now we have First Night.
Okay.
Where Richard Gere plays Sir Lancelot. Juliette Ormond plays Guinevere. And Sean Connery is King Arthur. Now, this is the director's cut by a Ridley Scott film, Kingdom of Heaven. And this is medieval as it gets. And then we have... Oh, I do have it here. Okay, I thought I didn't. Okay. A Knight's Tale. About a guy that wants to be blowing a joust, but he has to be of royal lineage. This is really good. Then we have King Arthur, director's cut with Clive Owen, and we have Keira Knightley as Guinevere.
Okay.
There's a funny scene when all the bad guys are coming across the ice, and she's a different Guinevere. Like, she fights in this film. She says, "Don't worry, I won't let them rape you." And then we have, this is a great movie. This is a true story about Queen Elizabeth's father, the King's Speech. So we have that. Then we have, I have the King's Speech twice in this collection because of Shakespeare in Love, because that's medieval, of course, as well. Yeah. And then you have The English Patient, which is a good movie, and you also have Chicago.
Okay.
And then, of course, hey, you got to go with Shakespeare, so you got to go with Franco Zeffirelli's 1968 version of Romeo and Juliet.
So, have you read much Shakespeare?
I've read Macbeth, and I've read Romeo and Juliet.
I haven't read any of it, but I do have a Shakespeare book that I'll show you in a minute that I should read.
Oops, I forgot to put it like this. Okay, so we have this version, and then we have 2013, another period costume of Romeo and Juliet with Haley Steinfeld. Okay. And it opens with a jousting scene, which is not in the other one. Okay, now, of course, we have the director's cut, and this is The Untold Story Behind the Legend with Russell Crowe. Robin Hood. And then, of course, we have with Kevin Costner, Alan Rickman, Morgan Freeman's in it. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Director's cut. And then, which is the movie, what the book is based on, we have The Other Boleyn Girl.
Okay.
And now I pulled this off the shelf because I have the book in my room, but I didn't grab it. And this is a very, very good book. And I love the movie, but there is some holes in the movie. There's a lot of stuff from the book that should have been in the film as well, but they didn't. But it's still a good movie overall. The Book Thief, and it takes place in World War II.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't watched it. I know people like the book.
Yeah, the book is good, and I've read the book and I've seen the movie, and the movie is fantastic. All right, you make me small.
Okay, so I'll make myself big. Yeah, I'll show you this book in a minute. I got this book because I want to have read some Shakespeare. I haven't really read much and didn't have to read a lot in school growing up. But this one that I have is a part of my, you could say, some of my heritage,
Hamlet.
Hamlet,
Ah,
because it's like about a Danish king or whatever, and I have some Danish blood in me,
oh
quarter
wow.
Danish.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Yep. And this is a modern English version. It says side by side with full original text.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. Pretty neat.
And it's pretty short too. It's uh, come on now. It's only 311 pages.
Hmm.
So
It's not. Yeah, that is pretty short if you ask me.
yeah, compared to a lot of the books I own.
It's fun showing the stuff, but then it's a pain in the butt to put everything back on the shelf afterwards.
Yeah, I know what you
My
mean.
movies are all in alphabetical order, so I know exactly where everything goes.
Well, I put a bunch of my books back on the shelf finally over the past week because I barely had room to move in here. So,
Oh my god. You must have had a big mess.
but well, it was from all those albums I've been showing.
Yeah.
So I didn't pull as many down this time around, and
Yeah, it's fun to take them out. It's a pain in the butt to put them back.
yeah,
All right, entertain the folks because I just got to go to the washroom real quick. I'll
okay,
mute my mic. I'll be right back.
okay. Oh boy, I hear the storm's coming. I'll have to let James know when he comes back because I've heard some thunder out there. Let me check. Okay. Hi, Jorgen. Okay. There's a link. The storm's coming now. It's getting dark outside. Oh, wait, oh. Well, the storm's coming now. It's getting dark outside, and I've heard some thunder. Oh, if you're,
Sorry, I was still muted there. Yeah,
yeah,
I decided to get the book to show you. I thought you might want to see it. And
yeah.
it's told by the perspective of death
Oh, yeah. The
during World War II.
rain started now.
Oh, wow.
You might be able to hear it.
So I'll read you the synopsis on the back, what this book is about. It is 1939, Nazi Germany. The country is holding its breath. Death has never been busier and will become busier still. By her brother's graveside, Liesel Meminger finds her life change when she picks up a single object, partially hidden in the snow. It is the gravedigger's handbook, left there by accident, and it is her first act of book thievery. So begins a love affair with books and words, as Liesel, with the help of her accordion-playing foster father, learns to read. Soon she is stealing books from Nazi book burnings, the mayor's wife's library, wherever there are books to be found. But these are dangerous times when Liesel's foster family hides a Jewish man in their basement. Liesel's world is both opened up and closed down. In superbly crafted writing that burns with intensity, award-winning author Marcus Zusak has given us one of the most enduring stories of our time. This book and movie is fantastic. The Book Thief. Oh, let me put them side by side so you can see. So I have the movie and the book. There you go. All right. Hey, how you doing, Jorgen?
Good.
Good. Yeah, Tim showed some albums earlier, and I saw some ones that you would like.
You can hear the rain coming down now.
I can see the sun coming in through my window.
I know it's sunny here too, but I have no windows in my man cave, but I know it's sunny.
Yeah, we have rain now. Got up to 80 here anyway today, and well, let me close the window. It'll be a little noisy since it's right at 5. It wasn't too noisy today, because sometimes it really squeaks when I'm cracking it closed.
Yeah, so he showed some beautiful albums, some I never heard of, and one of them was The Carpenters. And I said, oh, that's up Jorgen's alley.
Yep, I have most of the Carpenters albums.
So do I.
I really like Karen's singing voice.
She has a fantastic voice. It's really soothing.
Yeah. And
I also have a solo album by her.
Oh, yeah? I didn't even know he did a solo album.
I got it from my Norwegian friend that sent me albums a couple of years ago.
Huh.
But it was one of these that had been laying that the record label didn't want to release, and then after her death, they found it.
Okay.
Yeah, and he also showed some a couple of Santana albums, and one had Oil Como Va and Black Magic Woman on it. And he showed a lot of Nazareth. He has some Nazareth albums. You like Nazareth, Jorgen?
No.
No?
They're probably too hard for him.
Maybe. Oh, yeah, I meant to ask you this a couple of times, and I keep forgetting, so I should ask it now. Tim, do you have any jazz albums?
Yeah, I have some.
Anything up Jorgen's alley?
Some of that might be.
Oh, yeah?
I think you have shown it also.
Okay. I'm just checking. I don't think I have a box set that would be up Jorgen's alley. Oh, wait, there they are.
Well, we'll be surprised. We'll see. Ooh. Oh. Karen Carpenter. Wow.
Jorgen might like this one. I'll make me big, and then I can make.
Yeah. There you go, Jorgen.
As long as it doesn't contain those ordinary that we heard 9 million times in the mood and check on the shoot shows.
Yeah. Then I have some other jazz musicians like that albums from like the 50s and 60s. So
I don't know if that's up your alley.
do you have anything?
I don't judge music by its age. I judge it by what it is.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I have some stuff that Jorgen likes. Like I'll listen to some smooth stuff at times, and I have some 50s and 60s jazz that mixed in with all the other records. So
Yeah, I love 50s, and there are some really good 60s also, as long
Yeah.
as it isn't free jazz.
yeah,
Or jazz.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know you're very picky about your
Yep.
jazz.
I can't remember the first name. Ramsey.
Lewis?
It was like a trio that he had, or
Yeah, Ramsey Lewis Tree.
yeah, Ramsey Lewis.
Hmm.
I think I have some of him, and
I think I have 2 albums by him.
I know Jorgen has like some of them I've shown lately because I have some mellower jazz players, and
Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back. I just got to tell my sister something.
okay. So do you have anything to show, Jorgen?
Only 2.
Well, I'll make you big. Wait, wrong one.
Not
Accidentally
in that room.
did it on James.
A Swedish big band leader Harry Arnold.
Okay.
And yesterday, James hasn't seen this yet, but I found an album with the Benny Goodman Quartet when they reunited in the 60s.
Okay.
So after being apart, Goodman, Hampton, Wilson, and Krupa together again. That is all I have.
Okay. I was just thinking, I'm make myself big again, and because I just pulled this part out of the boxy. Here's part of the stuff, and see, this is the Reader's Digest.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, anyway,
Is it
So-
from a box? Is it from a box set then?
yeah, it's not. It's like 7 LPs in it. Starts off with on side one has first album side one, Blueberry Hill, done by Glenn Miller and his orchestra, and Ray Burrow does a vocal. Has some ink spots. Bing Crosby and the Bobcats. Tommy Dorsey and his orchestra with Frank Sinatra on vocals.
I have a lot of those.
The Andrews Sisters with Vic Schoen and his orchestra. Some more Glenn Miller, ink spots, Frank Sinatra, Charlie Barnett, some more Bing Crosby, Wayne King, Jimmy Dorsey, and his orchestra, Tony Pastor and his orchestra, Woody Herman and his orchestra.
Well, there was some good there. Woody Herman and Charlie Barnett and Dorsey and so on. Then there are Ink Spots and Andrew Sisters and Glenn Miller, I don't care that much for.
Yeah. And Tony Martin with orchestra under the direction of David Rose.
No idea who that is. David
Yeah.
Rose. That the stripper, David Rose.
I'm trying to. It was under the direction of David Rose. So
Okay, because David Rose is the one who did the stripper.
okay. Because the name of the song they do here is "Tonight We Love."
Yeah, the stripper is a 60s song, so I don't expect that to be
Okay.
there.
Yeah. Jimmy Mercer and his orchestra.
Mercer is good. He's done a lot of great jazz soundtracks.
Okay. Freddie Slack and his orchestra.
I'm back.
Okay. I was just talking, telling Jorgen to let me make myself go back to normal. I was reading off some of the artists here for Jorgen that in this box set from the 40s.
And Jorgen, did they meet your approval?
As I said, there are some like Charlie Barnett, Woody Herman, and Dorsey that are good. But there's some Glenn Miller and Andrew Sisters and Ink Spots I don't care that much for. So it's normal. It's as usual when it comes to these boxes. It's 50-50, and a lot of these with the great musicians are those with the most ordinary songs also.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my God, what a mess I've got here.
And I know I've shown up, like in the past, I've shown other jazz that Jorgen likes, and I also have some that are Dixieland jazz.
I'm no fan of Dixieland if it isn't recorded in the 20s.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is like 50s and 60s.
No, thank you. I dig Dixieland. Dixieland is I can watch live, but on record it feels pretty useless in my opinion. But in the 20s, it is for historical and recording historical reasons also.
Yeah.
Well, there's one song by Elvis Presley in the movie King Creole, and it's called Dixieland Rock, and that's a good song. And I think Jorgen, you'd like it. Do the Dixieland Rock thing. And he dances around and stuff like that, yeah.
Sounds a little bit cheesy.
Oh, no, it's good. It's good. If you heard it, you go, wow, it is a good song. You would.
You probably prefer stuff a little closer to Randy Lewis at that time and some of the more popular jazz at that time.
Ramsey Lewis is a more kind of a easy listening jazz style. As he more is blending many styles with jazz and trying to make it sound so soothing as possible. But he has done some. I had 2 albums with him that is actually it's pretty good. So
yeah, and I have a Frank Sinatra album. It's a 2-album set where he sings with the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra.
I have Frank Sinatra album. I have a Tony Bennett album.
I've shown this before.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
This is early.
I have some Frank Sinatra, some Tony Bennett.
But of course, I'm not going to grab any more stuff because I'm making a big mess over here that you can't really see.
Now I can't remember the. Oh, I have a Mel Torme album.
Ooh, Mel Torme.
I have also a Mel Torme album with where he sings with Art Shaw and his orchestra and strings, and that one is really good.
Yeah. Well, I has talked about the reason I mentioned Mel Torme. There was used to be a show on TV that with that was pretty good. I can't remember who played him, but it was Night Court, the original Night Court series.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
When it comes
Harry Anderson, I think it was. That was played judge on it, and
But when it comes to many of these jazz vocalists, it's depending on which kind of orchestra it has in the background. Because I bought then an album with Mel Torme that when it had the Tormets, it was a kind of a group, and that one was not that good. So it depends on who they sings with.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sort of like uh, 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 there was a guy that was from my hometown that written wrote a play that was well he was had had his orchestra and he had a band and he was even on on NBC radio at the time. Had a show played on some shows on there.
Oh, wow.
And see, he wrote a play and it had turned into a movie, which you might have, James probably has seen. I don't know whether Jorgen has. That's a Music Man.
Oh, yes, I've seen that.
Yeah,
With Robert
see,
Preston, Shirley Jones, Miss
yeah,
Marion, the
see,
librarian.
it's but the guy's name is Meredith Wilson.
Yeah. And that's the one where he sings 76 trombones at the big parade.
Well,
Da-da-da-da-da.
see,
You've
and
heard that, Jorgen. I'm sure you have.
and he for the town he had designed it after my hometown, which is Mason City, Iowa.
Ah.
When it comes to a lot of these vocalists, I prefer them in their early, not later than 50s, because after that, the big band era more or less ended. They try to keep, big bands try to keep themselves busy, of course. But when it comes to vocalists, a lot of them transformed into kind of a stage musicians, big music hall artists like Frank Sinatra did in the later, like Tony Bennett. That is not much of jazz, more like blending jazz with musicals, and
Yeah.
they became very much a state. Well, what U2 became in the 80s with just that stadium was like Frank Sinatra became in the 60s, a stadium, but in other form.
Yeah.
It wasn't that much. I
Well,
prefer when it is from the 40s and they have a really nice big band in the background, and that is my kind. That I prefer them.
I know he was on the on that radio show like back in the 50s or whatever, because see, I like to watch listen to old time radio shows and stuff like I'll listen to like Jack Benny I'll listen to and stuff, and his show, but there's other shows where it's mainly music and some of those he plays in.
Yeah, there were a lot of those in the 40s also, but then they are more focused on jazz
Right.
only.
And so I like to listen to those.
Were a lot of the great jazz shows during the World War for the American troops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One Night Stand and Jubilee and
Yep. So
Yeah, even Jackie Gleason had an orchestra and he did music
Yeah.
as well.
and even a guy like Chico Marx had his own big band
okay.
Ah.
for a very, very short time. I have an album. I'm not going to dig it out right now, but it was a very, very short time when Chico Marx had a problem with his economy and because he was a gambler and he didn't really know what to do besides filming with his brothers. They tried different styles, and he had once a very short time a big band with Mel Torme, but it lasted very shortly because Chico Marx was a very hard to settle down. So he broke it up pretty fast. But I had to find one CD, or should I say a CD where it is a concert with Chico Marx Orchestra. It is with Demis Arnaz.
Oh, Denny Arnaz. Oh, Desi Arnaz from I Love Lucy.
And he also had a kind of a band, and that was more of easy listening with a lot of Latin influence. I wasn't too kind of that, but I keep it for Chico Marx Orchestra because that is really nice to have.
Mm-hmm.
And he has really energy when he plays. He's like a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Listen to the song Abraham. It is like a roller coaster in a whirlwind.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I know Desi Arnaz had a band in the 50s and stuff. So also like Ozzy and Harriet, they used to be in a band before they went to start the TV show even. And Ozzy Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Ozzy Nelson Orchestra.
And Ricky was in there.
I wasn't that impressed by him, but I know what that is actually. I heard the name.
Yeah, because I've seen a movie that they did, him and Harriet, before they had the voice or whatever.
Yeah, because Ricky Nelson sang Hello, Mary Lou on the show.
Well, he sang quite a bit on the show towards later on in the series. So I have a 5 CD box set with, I think it's 5 CDs, but with episodes of Ozzy and Harriet, and that's not even all of them. You can download all of them off of from Internet Archive, though. And,
oh wow. Let me look up something quick on Amazon.
I even think I saw a live show with Ozzy Nelson Orchestra. It's the archive, if I'm not wrong, but I'm maybe wrong. But I think I saw it.
Oops, wrong thing I want to see. Okay, here we go. That's what I want. All right, let's go to movies and TV. Oh, first thing that popped up. Wow. For $249 Canadian, you can get the whole box set of The Adventures of Ozzy and Harriet, the complete series on DVD. And it shows Ricky Nelson.
does it tell how many DVDs it's on?
Let me see here. Whoa, there's a lot of DVDs in here. Wow.
Yeah, I know that show was on for a good while.
It comes on, there's 50 of them, 50 discs in here.
Oh.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Just think of how long it would take you to watch all of those.
Oh, that would take you months. Yeah, but that's pretty cool. Oh my God. Some guy says the sound and picture quality are excellent. The storylines in season 1 are simple yet very clever. I've just started disc 1 of season 2. It's fun that other characters such as Harriet borrow Ricky's catchphrase, boy. Will we ever see Thorny's wife, Catherine? Okay, I've never seen the series, so I don't know who they're referring to, but $249, that's pretty pricey.
I think you'd like this. So like I said, you can watch it on archive.org.
Oh, yeah?
For free, and you can download them, too.
Oh, wow. I would just probably go to the website and watch it there instead of downloading them.
Just go to archive.org and you'll see a bunch of different categories on there. there's music, there's uh, video and stuff, and there's some, and sometimes there are, and also they books and stuff, and you just figure out what you just click on which every type of stuff you want to watch or see, and you can find all of Ozzy and Harriet, or you can search for Ozzy and Harriet down there, and it will take you, bring them up.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Hey, I wonder if you can get the on the archive.org the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner Hour.
I'm not sure. Might not be able to. That might still be under copyright.
Wow. Because that would be something to see. Because I grew up with the original Bugs Bunny Roadrunner Hour.
But the archive isn't that hard on copyright, since they have a lot of wrestling, old wrestling VHSs all uploaded there also, and so on. So I don't. They're not that hard on copyright as YouTube is.
Well, in order for it to be on there, they have to be in the public domain. So that would be for newer stuff. That would be ones where they didn't that they did people that had the copyright to just let it go. And
It also depends on how big it is. I mean, YouTube is a whole lot more bigger than archive is, actually, when it comes to a month of fans and viewers.
Yeah. Do they have a lot of WWF on there?
Yeah, I've seen some best of those kind of compilation videos that someone have put up. The problem with those is that they are downloading them and they are so heavily big.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the files are big, huh?
Yep. They have most likely been ripping it off and putting it up without doing any kind of editing or finding the format that it's the least that make it not so big. So they just dragging it over from VHS to the computer and then right straight up, and then it will be heavy.
Yeah, they didn't compress it properly, I guess.
Nope. Most likely not.
No, but at least you can relive all those memories of back in the day.
Yeah, but a lot of those are matches that I have seen and from huge shows that is currently being uploaded. WWE have their vault where they upload stuff. There is a channel called WCW that I'm not sure. I think it is WWE that owns it. That uploading old WCW shows frequently, and so it's pretty easy to find it. And indie promotions is very easy to find on YouTube also. So it's no problem these days to watch old wrestling shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like to just watch, even just listen to old radio shows at times from like the 30s, 40s, and 50s.
Yeah, me too, even though not that much 30s and 40s if it isn't jazz involved, but old Swedish shows from the 70s, 80s.
Yeah, I like listening to some comedies or some mystery shows and stuff like that. That type of stuff, like before TV, where they'd gather around the radio at night to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I wasn't born.
Like that.
I wasn't born then, but there are a lot of stuff that are interesting. There are old superhero stuff that are very interesting to find. So I will like
The Shadow. The Shadow's a good example.
Yeah.
And Boston Blackie.
I'm wondering, okay, before I even say this or ask this question, I'm going to go to archive.org now. I'm going to type it in for myself and see if I'm going to be disappointed or not if they have this, because I'll be happy if they did. All right. Okay. Archive. .org, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Now let me go to search. I wonder if they'll have it. Oh. What the hell? Hey, what's going on here? Archive.org. Where do I go to search? Video. Okay. How do I search?
It's been a little bit since I've been on there. I can look there on there fast.
They haven't. I admit they haven't.
Okay, I see it. I got it. Okay.
They have a search up there in the corner, but they
Yeah.
haven't.
There we go.
They haven't the absolute best searching in the internet. I admit that they're not the best search engine.
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. All right. All right, let's see. Okay. They do.
What's
They
that?
They have Benny Hill show. They have the Benny Hill show. Yes. All right, I'm happy. Maybe they'll have the one where the Medusa rises out of the sea. One a skit that he did. Yeah, I gotta check that out. I gotta watch all the Benny Hills on there.
You can download it if you want to also.
Yeah, I could. Depending on
But most likely it will take a lot of tape. So maybe it's better if you watch it online.
I'm just gonna watch
he
it
could
there.
download and put it on DVD if he has a DVD burner.
I don't have one on my
it
laptop.
can take a lot of DVDs then.
Yeah, I think I'll just watch it on there on the site itself. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so that Benny Hill. Yeah, because there's one where he plays. I think it was Captain Scuttle. And he had this girl with him, and they're sitting there being interviewed by Henry McGee. He says, "Anna, what a lovely book, all about the ancient Greeks. And there was Andy Rockles, and there was a big giant, and he had an eye right in the middle of his head, and they called him Cycloclips. And there was the Medusa, and she rose out of the sea, and she had no clothes on. She had no dress, she had no knickers. She was completely naked, and she was pure, and she was chased all over the place." I love that one.
You know that Benny Hill appears in a music video with Genesis.
Really?
The video for Anything She Does from the Invisible Touch album. He plays.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Kind of a janitor guy, ticket master for a show.
Ah. I never knew that. I like the music video for Land of Confusion with Reagan putting on the Superman suit and he's running down the street. He's so skinny. Yeah.
Classic, no doubt.
Ooh, okay, I gotta go back there again. I just thought of something else from my childhood. This could be something. All right, let's see. Do they have it? All right, let's see. If I can spell.
Well, Jorgen, I think we've gotten him addicted.
I think you might have.
See you next month, James.
Oh. They don't have much, do they?
A little
What's
bit
that?
disappointed is that they have very short on Swedish radio shows, but
Well, they do have a bit on Mr. Dress Up. That's what I was looking up. Wow. Mr. Dress Up playing Ghost 1993. They don't have the original one that started in like early days. Because that's when I want to see the original stuff I don't remember seeing. They don't go much into the 70s. It's mostly the 80s and part of the 90s. I want the old school stuff.
it's actually a proof that they are less or harder on other search engines than YouTube. If you look at Daily Motions, that video site, it is much more easier to find complete wrestling shows there than on YouTube, because they don't. Daily Show is a lesser known.
It's been a year or a good while since I've been on Daily Motion. I'm just checking that up real quick right now.
Oh, they have Sesame Street. Wow, I'm really gonna have fun with this at some point. Definitely. And I know Jorgen's got the first wrestling CD album where all the WWF singers they sing the songs and they do Land of a Thousand Dances. I remember when they did that. And then they had Captain Lou albino song, Captain Lou, Captain Lou, Captain Lou.
I'm not sure. I have some on Burned, but I'm not sure if I have the first one. I have the second one. I'm not sure if I have the first one. Because back in the day, the album was of course too hard to find in Sweden, because wrestling have never been a big thing. And back in the days when I did copy stuff on Burning Stuff, I'm not sure that I found the number one either. So I'm not sure if I have that one.
Yeah, I got logged into Daily Motion, so.
I have to say, Daily Motion hasn't the most perfect search engine either.
Yeah, because I'd like to see it going more into categories, something like that, before you have to use search.
Yeah. Captain Lou, Captain Lou, Captain Lou. That was one of the songs on the first album.
Yeah, Mark Romney was a bad guy at the time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember the music video for Land of a Thousand Dances, and they had every single wrestler in there. And they're all dancing and singing the song. It was really weird.
Plus Meatloaf and Cyndi Lauper.
Yeah.
In disguise.
Or
copyright reasons for their record label.
Okay.
We're not allowed to be on other. We're not allowed to be on other record label and release Land of a Thousand Dances, so they had to be in disguise. You see Cyndi Lauper with black wig and sunglasses, and Meatloaf is presented as in another name. They don't say Meatloaf, but you can see that it's him.
Is that his actual name? For
No,
real,
Meatloaf? He actually had it made his name. He went to court and they made that his name.
Why would you want to call yourself Meatloaf? That's kind of strange.
Kind of like a trademark.
Exactly. His real name is Michael Lee Aday, Marvin Lee Aday. But if you have been known as Meatloaf, you don't want anybody come and steal that. like the Ultimate Warrior wanted to call himself the Ultimate Warrior, but of course the WWE didn't let that, so he legally changed his name to Warrior
Ah.
from Jim Hellwig.
Yeah, I used to like there used to be 50 or 45-minute videos I rent from my video store in the 80s on Hulk Hogan. He says, "Where are all my Hulkamaniacs at?" And he had his Hulk powder that he put into a drink. He says, "Now this will make you good and strong." It's like a juice of some sort, but powdered juice. He says, "These are for all my Hulkamaniacs out
They
there."
made the kind of comic skits. Let's say a nice main event back then, where Mean Gene Okerlund was supposed to drink it, and he was so, "Oh, look at this! I'm a Hulkamania! I'm a Hulkamania!" And a really stupid comedy sketch, but funny for its time.
Yeah, I liked Mean Gene back in the day. Yeah, he was good. But one guy, okay, I could even tell, but if you met him in real life, he would be full of himself. Roddy Piper. He looks the type. I mean,
I don't know. From what I understand, the little I've heard, he wasn't a prima donna like that. He was not. And that time in the 1985 he was a bad guy back then, but he became a down to earth good guy then afterwards with a hot head, of course. But he was a drug addict, but from what I understand, he lived with his kids up in the mountains. From what I understand, they had that kind of TV reality show where you switch family.
Wife swap.
Wife swap. So they made it that Ric Flair was supposed to live with Roddy Piper's wife and kids, and Roddy Piper was supposed to live with Ric Flair's then wife, who was known as Fifi in WCW, and Roddy Piper lived up in the mountains and lived a very very quiet life. So I don't think he was a prima donna that much.
No. I don't know. Maybe it's
and
just
of course
me.
he had an ego, no doubt, since he was a wrestler, but he wasn't over the top ego, from what I have understood.
And back in the 80s with WrestleMania, he was Roddy Piper was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he, I think that of course at that time you had to be look bad guy, not even in the ring, but also outside of the ring. You have to carry your character outside of the ring. So that's why he might look like he was an asshole even outside, but it was a character.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy like
it wasn't. There were no internet back then, so the people didn't know. They have to carry the gimmick outside. Today it wouldn't last because people would find out like that.
Another guy I liked in the early 90s was Yokozuna.
I was not that pleased. Okay, he had some stuff for a big guy, but he had a nice belly to belly, and he has a nice sit down splash and a nice sidekick, and that was pretty much it. I hated his sumo character. I thought it was pretty dull.
And I really, really loved The Undertaker. He was so cool.
Well, yeah, it was okay, depending on which version.
And then I like when he come out. Oh, here comes the Undertaker, and you see him coming, and they play the gong music when he's coming in, and you see the pall bearer. He's like with the little thing there that in his hands.
Urn.
The urn, yeah. When he comes out with the urn, he's like, oh. Yeah, good days.
But he got better, but with the years.
And then whatever happened to all these old wrestlers? You never hear from them anymore. Like, do they still do interviews? Do they do commentaries?
That depends on the wrestler because a lot of them are dead. A lot of them have gone into obscurity. A lot of them wrestle still in very local indie shows. That depends on which you're talking about.
So with me, I didn't know many wrestlers because I didn't really watch it, but get to know them some with the shows or movies they were in. So like with Andre the Giant
Mm-hmm.
and The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at that time, there wasn't that many who did movies because the McMahons had a whole lot of bigger hold on the contracts. He didn't want them to do anything outside of the WWE. I know that Hulk Hogan, when he did Rocky 3, he quit the WWE back then to do Rocky 3, and then of course joined it and became what it became. But and Roddy Piper wasn't contracted with the WWE when he did his movies. I'm not sure how it was with Andre the Giant though. And he couldn't do any much anyway because of his illness.
Mm-hmm.
But today is also another different story when WWE is a media entertainment machine, so they have a whole lot more allowance to do movies. And WWE had at least their own movie studio and released a lot of own movies. So there's also the time they are the changing.
Yeah. And I remember, I think it was 1985 or 86 when it came out on Saturday morning cartoons. I used to watch it. Hulk Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling.
And that sucked. so dumb. But it's cheesy. It's charming in a stupid way.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I was just getting into the wrestling thing, so I started watching it on Saturday mornings, and it wasn't bad. Then they had the Super Mario show, where Captain Lou Albino was Super Mario or something in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the Super Mario Super Brothers show or something.
Yeah, you also had that celebrity death match on MTV where Stone Cold Steve Austin was the commentator and he borrowed out his own the voice. And then back then, the premise was that they were made in Play-Doh figures. And Stone Cold Steve Austin borrowed his voice for his own character. And don't forget, Sergeant Slaughter was a part of G.I. Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And he borrowed the voice for his own character there.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Now I'm trying to remember which one was it that became governor of Minnesota?
Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
He still occasionally pops up in WWE nowadays because he has a contract for the Saturday Night Main Events that they are doing right now as a host. So he pops up there every now and then.
Okay.
As a commentator.
Mm-hmm.
But Jesse Ventura is a very interesting person because he is perhaps the only one who's tried to create a union in the wrestling business, to have wrestlers be part of a union. And he went around and talked to different people in the locker room and say, I want you to support being part of a union. And then he went to Hulk Hogan and talked about it. And the premise was that Vince McMahon was not supposed, the McMahon family was not supposed to know about it because he would most likely shut it down. And Hulk Hogan said, no, I'm not telling Vince McMahon. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. because the next day he went to Vince McMahon and spoiled everything about it, and he shut down it. And and since that day, Jesse Ventura hates Hulk Hogan for real life.
So I guess he really wants to kick his butt in the ring.
Yeah, it's very interesting because in the late 80s, he was supposed to. Jesse Ventura was a heel commentator, and he was supposed to be talking bad about the character Hulk Hogan. But you can hear when it says that he really means every damn word he says. You listen to WrestleMania 5 when Hulk Hogan wrestles Macho Man Randy Savage, and you can hear Jesse Ventura just spitting out his hate for Hulk Hogan, and he's supposed to do that as a character, but you can hear he really gives everything, and you can tell that he is meaning every word of it, even though he isn't a character.
Wow. Excuse me, sorry.
Sounds like Ames is ready to take a nap.
Almost, yeah. Well, it's too late to take a nap now. Because it's almost 4 o'clock here, so. If I sleep now, I won't sleep tonight. I'm okay.
I took my nap at 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah? What time is it now?
Soon 9 o'clock.
Oh.
Yeah, but I take a nap whenever.
Oh, yeah?
My wife will even tell you that.
So it could be any time of the day. You could, say, you could have dinner and say, oh, okay, I'm going to go have a nap now.
Yeah.
Wow. Just any time of day.
Or I'll just say I have to go lie down. I'll go lie down, put on have something on TV or music or something, and I'll fall asleep.
Ah. Mm-hmm. Well, we got a big job to do, Tim. After we finish the stream, we got to put all our stuff back. I'm not looking forward to that.
With me, it don't be too
What
hard.
job do you have? I only have this to put away.
Yeah, that you've got the easy job. You only got one thing. I got a whole bunch of movies and books and stuff to put back in an album, a record. Yeah.
With me, it's not too hard. I mainly have records to put away, and some of them I'm going to keep out to spin.
Mm-hmm.
Since I haven't heard them for a while.
Well, that's always a good thing. So over the years, Jorgen, have you listened to this whole bottom shelf? Have you listened to all these albums?
In my collection?
Yeah.
Of course not.
Really? You haven't touched one single album?
I think he has more albums than I do.
I don't think there are very few real record collectors that have been listened to all of the records. I have a motto: I will listen to as many as I can during my lifetime. I had my hopes before that. Well, I'm going to listen to every record. And then a record collector friend of mine told me, "Forget it. You're going to get behind, because every collector do." And he was right. So now I've lowered my motto to I will listen to as many as I can during my lifetime.
Well, see, that's
Same with me.
Like with me. I'm working on digitizing my records, and that way I'll be able to start getting rid of some with my age and stuff, and yet I'll be able to listen to them digitally.
Yeah.
I have my calling. It goes a little slower nowadays since I have a whole lot I'm going to must get rid of that I haven't due to the pandemic. But those I haven't listened to, a lot of those I pretty much aware of why I bought them once. So I don't want to get rid of it for that. I have high hopes for it still. I know why I bought it.
Yeah.
I listened to quick peeks of it, of course, so I know what to expect.
Yeah. Then you have your ones that you keep on hot towels in that binder. Your important ones. The ones you show.
Yeah, but those, of course, I've listened to 9 million times. So.
Oh yeah, those ones I know I know you're never going to get rid of those ones. That's for sure.
No, that's why that is for. That's my most important records I have.
Ah.
Yep.
Now I got Land of a Thousand Dances in my head. Na, 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 na. Maybe we should do our own video of Land of a Thousand Dances. Yeah.
Never. Over my dead body.
We'd make it even better than what they did with the wrestlers.
Well, it's hard to do it even worse.
True.
For Jorg and me, it's would be the land of over 1,000 records.
Yeah, pretty much.
It looks very much due to that my room isn't all that big. So if I had a bigger room, it wouldn't look all that much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my room's not too big, and I have all my records in here, plus all of my books.
I would just love to see backstage after one of my streams that Christopher decides he wants to join us, and we make him listen to Agadoo. I want to see him cringe. I want to see it.
You don't think he has heard it before? I think he has heard it before.
Oh yeah. And I bet he says that's from the toilet store.
Agadoo is not from the toilet store. Agadoo is an awesome cult classics. It's not from the toilet store.
Well, that's what he would think it would be. But
okay.
I liked it too when you played it for me. I like that song. It's good. You ever heard that one, Tim?
I'm not sure.
Agadoo, do, do. And they also have the Mini Wheats theme from that for the cereal. They used the Agadoo theme. Mini Wheats, sweets, sweets. Yeah.
The song is a whole lot more played in Europe than it is overseas. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're going to go for like a little 3 minutes or a little less.
All
to
right.
the 2 hour
mark. Stand. Yeah.
So.
Oh boy, you guys got to go back on the shelf. Well, at least everything's in alphabetical order on my movie shelf, so I know exactly where everything goes. I showed all my Clint Eastwood movies. Then I showed all my medieval movies, and then I took out some books and this album here, which is a fantastic album. Ram.
Oh boy, you gotta go back into the shelf. Oh, it's going to be so hard to put this one back.
Well, I know where it goes, yeah. Yeah, I took out more stuff than I realized I should have, but it was fun. You know, it's all for fun, you know. You got to do it. Yeah. So, you gonna go thrifting again, Jorgen?
I don't know.
Try to find stuff
not
that
in the usual places though. The problem is that it's Friday. That is a national day, but I don't know. Depends on. I'm not going to the usual places. I'm going those my usual thrift stores every second week. I need to get in anything. So I'm not sure if I'm able to find anything this week, but we'll see.
Well,
I found one record that I showed while you were away, but I can show that on Sunday. So one is the I found so far.
Yeah, see, with me, it's whenever my wife feels like going to a thrift store and she asks me if I want to go along. Or we might be out doing other stuff and decide to go to a thrift store.
The problem here is that once upon a time, many years ago, a decade ago, we had a whole lot of thrift stores in this city, but they are shut down one by one. So we have a lot lesser amount of thrift stores, at least those that are in the city.
See, I know there's like three Goodwills, like 9 Salvation Armies, and various other ones here in the Rockford area. So
we have the two that I usually go to, and then we have a Red Cross that doesn't get anything new ever. I think sounds like it sees the same thing over and over, and I think that's pretty much it when it comes to stuff their records. And of course we have a record store, but that's pretty much it. So we don't have that much stuff actually. Besides, I said the thrift stores have gone down one by one during the years.
And I know one album you want on vinyl, which I have, is the Billy Joel album, The Bridge.
I don't have that one. That's a newer one than the ones I have.
And Ray Charles on there where he sings Baby Grand with him on that album.
I have most of his 70s albums. And then a few 80s.
I also have An Innocent Man, that one.
Yeah, I have that.
Yeah, because I showed it once when I got it, the Bridge, and Jorgen, you got excited. Said, "Oh, I got to get that one on vinyl." Okay. I remember you telling me that.
It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
Now, so okay. I definitely can say that I can't show new records every week because we are not that much thrift stores here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it's time to end this now. It's gone over 2 minutes now.
All right.
So until next time, take it easy. Keep on reading and rocking. Bye.
Bye.